the founder's only real thing that a founder can do that most people can't is subtract. Most people are there to do their job,
right,
and do more and be paid to do more, and they want to do more. And I think that lesson and that realizing how hard it is, but I thought it would take us a couple months. We'll shift the strategy and we'll go over here.
Yeah.
And a year later, we're like, should we shut down the Fandango bot for selling movie tickets?
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, we should. And I think realizing it wasn't working, we were so early. We were just way too early, and even Facebook didn't make it work. And then, when I realized we were pretty fucked is when Facebook's calling us, asking us for advice. And like, we're their best partner. Like, Shane, what are you seeing out there? What should we do here? Because we all knew it wasn't really working yet.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, LLMs happened. And my co-founder smartly was like, we need to get out because we have a good business on the call center side, but the LLMs are the real deal. This is the chatbot technology we didn't have.
Yep.
And we have all these customers. We were most of the Fortune 500. We were Apple and Facebook show pony. Like, we were that like application layer on top of the network.
Yep.
And we'd go to all the enterprise. We did all the sales for them. We're like, go and talk to Macy's, talk to T-Mobile, talk to everyone. And I think that moment when LLMs happened, Robert's a visionary and he really saw the future. And he's like, hey, this is the tech we didn't have, and unraveling what we have and like this. And he was right. The thing happening now is real. This is the LLMs and this is the chatbot moment.
What you were going
and we
for
were
the entire
7
time.
years. We were 7 years. Yeah. And luckily we actually were able to get out, and Verint, this public company, acquired us for $50 million. And like, they were a call center company wanting to get into messaging and AI. They were like the old school, they're a public company who just did phones, +1 to, we're better than that.
Yeah.
So it's like good lesson in that. But I think the self-awareness that we were, for a couple moments there, really, it felt like it. I think the hardest thing that I've learned, and I'll try to wrap this up, is when it kind of works, you can fool yourself. And when it was kind of working.
Yep.
You could book a ticket with Fandango. You could book a makeup, but no one loved it.
Right.
No one actually cared. It wasn't driving Sephora's business.
Right.
And so it was cute. And we could have kept going down that path and like felt great about ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what we did at Zarly, the company before. It kind of worked. I could get coffee delivered 50% of the time. Like, well, you make it get to 70%. And the reality was you needed to build Uber and make it work 100% of the time.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that was a hard lesson.
You said the only thing founders can do is subtract. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. And when I look at kind of how our companies have grown, I love when we cut an idea we thought was good. It's actually, I don't know if it's weird, but I love it because I'm like, yes, I'm free of these chains that's been holding us back, and just try to charge forward. It's actually, when you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. Not that I like failing, but by the time you're subtracting something, you've fought, you've gone to war, you've done everything you possibly can to make this thing work. And to me, it's like freeing. And it goes to kind of what you were saying. I don't know. It's okay to say this didn't work. We gave 110%. One of my old fight trainers, Lloyd Irvin, says, as long as you give 110%, win or lose, you're still a champion. And I believe that. And ultimately in our companies, the big picture is really what matters if we're going to a certain place. So if my great, brilliant idea was ended up falling flat on its face, if you have an ego with it, you're like, well, no, you got to, you could drive your company into the ground. But if you have that big picture approach, to me, it's freeing. I've been wrong so many times. It's like, my record's probably not that good, but overall with the company, we've gotten to a certain point, and it's because we've been able to cut and then get focused and aligned and just charge forward. So when you said that, it made me think, gosh, that's very true. And to me, it feels freeing because, those chains of, oh, I've got to do this one thing, or this project, we've got so much money into it, we've got to make this one thing work. Well, but does it really matter for big picture if you've got a better idea?